discuss, just for fun, what I plan on reading in May. So this is just idealistic Nat and her TBR for May. Will I get to them all? I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 physical books and a couple on my Kindle. I only read 5 books in April, but I'm halfway through 3, so maybe I'll get to 10 this month. Maybe I will have to move a few, kick a few cans down the road. Get into it. You know the drill. You know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene, channels are Tamagotchi. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. If you're old here, go up check. Make sure you're subscribed. If you like, leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It could just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell as always. That link with temperature is down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar to help that is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. The link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page, clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. Start with my physical copies, and we'll probably start with the ones that I'm already into. Some of them I'm halfway into. Some of them I'm like a third into. But anyways, this one, let's call it like almost halfway. I am reading My Neighbor Totoro to my son. And so it's taking a while because we can only read so much at a time. Actually the chapters are kind of long in here. I have to tell him to like be patient. And there's some pictures, but there's only pictures every 20 pages or so, so he really does have to be patient until he gets a picture. This is a Studio Ghibli movie that was then turned into a book. The movie came first, and it's about these 2 little girls that their dad moves them out to the country to be by the hospital that their mom is in. Their mom is in the hospital for TB. So she has been there for months and months and months, and they're just waiting for her to come home. They move into this house. The house is, for lack of a better word, haunted, but not bad haunted. This is Liz Nugent's little Cruelties. These letters are raised. This is pretty good so far. It took me a minute when I first started. I was like, wait, what's going on here? But I'm in it to win it now. William, Brian, and Luke, 3 boys, each born a year apart, trained from birth by their wily mother to compete for her attention. Yeah, she's a bit of a nutcase. They play nasty games as brothers do, yet even after the drums grow up these games, those little cruelties grow more sinister and more merciless and more dangerous. So they're brothers that have like little, they're just kind of always stabbing each other in the back. And their mom started it. Okay, and with their lives entwined like the strands of a noose, only 2 of the brothers will survive. Crisply written, quickly paced, perfect for fans of breathtaking suspense, little Cruelties gazes unflinchingly into the darkness collecting in the corners of childhood homes, hiding beneath marriage beds, clasped in the palms of 2 brothers shaking hands, and it confirms Liz Nugent, whose work has invited comparisons to Patricia Highsmith and Barbara Vine, and has been celebrated also a long book. I had it from the library, like the physical copy, and I had it on hold, a digital copy, for months and months and months. So it's finally in. I'm very excited, which means I have to pause a few other things because this one is on a time constraint.